At some point in your weight loss journey, you are going to ask yourself if it is okay to have a cheat day, and if yes, do they actually destroy all of your progress? Are cheat days really that bad? I had exactly those questions when I first started my weight loss journey, and I want to share with you all of my experiences and what you should do and what things you should avoid. And if you care about losing weight the right way, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. It really helps the channel grow and you will get the truth about weight loss without all of this fad diet nonsense. First of all, why do we call them a cheat day? Basically, every single time you call something a cheat, you deep down know already it's something bad that you should definitely not do. And because it is so bad, you will think about it non-stop, and in the moment you are cheating on your diet, you will feel guilty. You will basically think you ruined your entire progress, and maybe it will lead towards this spiral effect where you basically cheat again and again on your diet, and then you may offset all of your efforts and you will think that you are not cut out for those diets and that you're maybe not meant to lose weight. But that is definitely not the case, and what I did at that point is just shifting my mindset a tiny bit from thinking about the cheat day as something that is bad or that I should avoid to basically just call it something else, like let's say a day off my diet, a break from my diet, a day where I just permit myself to eat things outside of my diet, but do not actually call it a cheat, because that always will involve bad emotions and negative emotions about your diet, and having a bad relationship with food at this point is really toxic and it will basically just backfire on you. So what I do is basically just think about the cheat day as something that I'm looking forward to. It's not cheating, it is just something where I enjoy myself a little bit more than I usually do. Also, that will lead to the point that you will be able to control your cheat days a little bit more. The bad cheat day example would be, I'm gonna eat whatever I want because it is the weekend. I'm gonna cheat now because the other 5 days were basically clean. And then what can happen is that because of the frequency of having 2 cheat days in a week, that you will probably not be in a caloric deficit anymore. Because if we are making the quick math here with a small example, if you're on a diet, you will need to have a caloric deficit. You need to basically burn more energy than you're actually consuming. And the one thing to do so is to eat a little bit less below your actual amount of calories you would need to basically not lose weight. And if you are doing that, let's say with 200 calories per day, then that is a deficit of around 1000 calories per entire 5 days on your weekdays. And now you're gonna go and you eat, let's say, 3 donuts on Saturday and 5 donuts on Sunday. And that's gonna be like 2000 calories plus minus, probably even more. And you had only a 1000 calorie deficit. So basically by just those 2 days that you are cheating now on your diet and you're permitting yourself to eat these very frequent cheat days throughout all of the weekends in the next weeks, basically, your diet is for nothing and you might even gain weight just because of these 2 days. And that's a very good example of why cheat days for the most people do not work, because the frequency is just way too high. And what I do in this case is I'm making cheat days very rarely and I'm actually looking forward to them. So basically I just shifted my mindset from having these negative thoughts about cheat days, that I need them all the time because otherwise I will not stick to my diet, to something that is enjoyable and actually positive. And because I think about them as something that I enjoy, I will basically also just cut down the frequency. I don't want to have a cheat day every week, then it's not special anymore. So I basically just restrict myself to have a cheat day in those really nice occasions like my birthday that's upcoming in a couple days. I will just permit myself in my birthday to really enjoy the time with a lot of food that I'm normally not eating. And that permits me also, because it's so infrequent, to basically not destroy all of my progress. For example, my last cheat day was around 3 months ago. My next cheat day will now be my birthday in a couple days, and the next cheat day after that I already planned is around Christmas, so that's another 3 months from the moment I'm recording the video now in September. You already can see a pattern there. It's not very frequent, so if I have a cheat day, I cannot possibly offset all of my effort from the last 3 months by just cheating. Even if I would force feed myself 10,000 calories, it only destroys a tiny portion of my actual effort throughout the last 3 months. To give you a quick example, if I'm on a caloric deficit of let's say 300 calories for 3 months straight, then that is approximately 27k calories. So even if I would overeat 10,000 calories in my birthday now with a lot of cake and stuff, it is definitely not going to offset all of my effort from the last 3 months, because also the body has a very limited amount of fat that it can actually produce in a single day. There's like some science behind that I don't want to get into detail here, but fact is some of the energy will just go poof and it's just gonna be vanishing basically. I will gain some fat in my birthday, but I couldn't care less, because over the entire course of a year, I will have so much progress that these cheat days that I plan for are not actually a problem. In contrary to that, they are actually very beneficial to me because of the way I'm doing them. I do not need to restrict myself all the time. There's occasions coming up every couple months and I can just eat whatever I want anyways. I don't even think about cheat days apart from those occasions like my birthday and Christmas, because my lifestyle is so adapted now to my person and I'm so satisfied with living this way that basically I'm not craving anything. And that is, in my opinion, a very healthy relationship to food. If you're looking at chips and cola and all of this nonsense that they are putting in the supermarkets and you're craving it, then that is just a sign that you're not yet on that level where you adopted a lifestyle that's actually fulfilling you. I don't know how to say this. Basically, in the moment you're craving something, it's a sign that you're missing something. You could tweak your lifestyle or diet a little bit to basically close the gap and not crave this kind of foods anymore. And now that we covered all the theoretical things about how to do it and how not to do it, I want to show you a real example. As I said, my cheat days are super planned and I have my birthday coming up. So I prepared some things that I was craving and that I'm gonna eat. One of them is a cake. This one will be hopefully super tasty. I never eat this one before. And because I didn't know if this cake is actually gonna be good, I got a second one. So basically I have the choice in between two cakes now. And also on top of those two cakes, I have decided that I will most likely make pancakes. And because I will make pancakes, I needed something on top of the pancakes. And that is most definitely going to be Nutella. Who would have guessed? This is a class of like 800 grams. I'm probably not gonna eat all of this. Also, I will have one of those ones or maybe the entire package. I'm not quite sure about that yet. And also, of course, because I was doing keto, I consider this one, and it's just basically bread, a cheat meal on this day that I'm gonna do. Usually if you are on a normal diet, then bread doesn't really count as a cheat, it's just normal food. But because I'm doing keto, I will allow myself now to eat bread. Most likely I will not eat the entire package, that would be way too overboard. But on the other hand, if I want to just eat like 2 slices of this one, I have the freedom to do so. And the next thing that I was really craving all the time is schnitzel. And this one is with coating around, so it is not really keto friendly. This package here, for example, per 100 grams of it has 13 grams of carbohydrates. So that's basically out of the question if I'm on my regular diet with the keto. But that's what I'm gonna do and I'm looking forward to it. I will eat as much of this as I want. I'm not gonna restrict calories. I'm not gonna count them like I said. So basically this is what it looks like for me. The only thing that you need to keep in mind here, what we mentioned at the beginning, is that my cheat days are actually not so frequent. I'm doing cheat days every 3 months or so, plus minus of course. So basically if I now eat all of these things, even then I'm not gonna be able to destroy all of my progress from the last couple months. And the next cheat day is gonna most likely be in Christmas, and that's 3 months from now. So as you can see, cheat days are not the problem, but the frequency is the problem. And also if you have them too frequent, the amount of food that you're gonna eat. If I wanted to have a cheat day now, let's say every single week, then I might on my cheat day only eat one of those ones here. But because it's so infrequent that I'm doing them, I can eat everything that I just showed you, and that is making my diet so much more enjoyable because I have these occasions that are upcoming and I can just do whatever without thinking too much about the consequences basically. And just because I'm doing this, I lost 30 pounds in around 9 months. There was a time when I spiraled back and I was like yo-yo dieting, and then that was a problem because I thought I'm never gonna be at the point where I will be happy in my life with the food that I'm eating. But doing it with this approach where I have this allowance of eating whatever I want at least some days, and I'm doing, let's say 90% of the year actually pretty clean, then this is all I need. And I don't even crave anything anymore. I don't have these really bad days where I be like, you know what, I need this chocolate bar or ice cream or something. It's not happening anymore. And I really hope that I was able to explain the way that I'm using cheat days to my advantage. I hope that you got some value out of the video and that you know now that cheat days are not the problem, but the amount of cheat days that you have is a problem if you have them too frequently. I really hope that you will be able to find your way basically on your diet and that your weight loss journey is gonna be enjoyable, because that is ultimately what we are doing this weight loss journey for. It should be something that makes our life better and not more of a pain. So if you are adopting committing to a lifestyle where you can have your cheat days and you're gonna be happy about them, then I think that's a very healthy relationship to food. The next time you want to cheat, you know exactly what to do, and that maybe you think about cheat days a little bit different now. Cheat days are not your enemy. You can actually use them to your advantage. If you have any more questions or something is not really clear, let me know down in the comments below. I'm looking forward hearing from you, and I see you in the next one.